So we'll bring our ball over and roll down and start some breathing. Let's put our ball between our knees so we can start to squeeze the ball and take a few breaths. Just press your back into the mat and slowly press it down and then release. We're just going to start slowly. Start widening the arms out a little bit and roll your shoulders down while you do this. And one more pelvic tilt. And then let's start to roll the hips up and reach the arms up. And take your time, lengthen, stretch the fingers and roll down and bring the arms down in either angel arms to widen the arms or over the chest. And notice how the breath is coming in all the way up your spine. And let's do one more and hold the hips and the arms up. And stretch and breathe and lengthen. And then we're going to bring the arms and the hips down, but let's bring the arms out in a T and roll the knees over to the right and gently turn the head to the left and breathe. And start to stretch the left arm out and then up over the head like we're a clock. So it's coming out to the side and then slowly over the head as we breathe and feel that stretch. And one more time with the arm. And let's roll the legs over to the left side, and we're going to do the same thing here. So first of all, the right arm comes out, roll the shoulder down, and then bring the arm up over the head and out to the side. And one more time. And let's bring the legs back to the center. So the ball is still there. So let's do a few crunches, hands behind our head, and we're going to lift and lower and wake up the belly. And a couple more like this. And then when you're ready, stretch the legs straight up and bend and keep going. And two more like this. And let's put our feet back down, bring the arms down, roll the hips up, and breathe into the spine. 3 more breaths. And then we're going to roll the hips down and take the ball out of the knees and put it underneath the back. And lift the legs up. And we're going to start some big backwards bicycles and open the hips, stretching through the feet, the back of the feet, the back of the legs. And let's go in the other direction and go forwards with the bicycles and make them even bigger. And then we're going to take our legs up toward the ceiling and point and flex the feet. And then make circles with the feet, wake up the toes, stretch them out a little bit. And then let's circle in the opposite direction. And we're going to open our legs out and slowly close, pressing the hips down. And now the next time the legs open, let's add on reaching through the legs and then over the head. So we can balance on the ball. And a few more. And then the last one. And let's try that forward fold on our back. So we're going to let the legs or the thighs come closer to our chest and let gravity help us open up and take a few more breaths. Keeping the hips on the ball. And 3 more breaths. And then let's try Happy Baby. And roll the shoulders down and take a few more breaths here. And you can rock a little or just hold and breathe. And we're going to try a half Happy Baby. So let's put our left foot down and hold the right foot. And so we can open up the left hip flexor. And a couple more breaths. And then let's switch legs. We're going to put our right foot down and hold the left foot. And a couple more breaths. And now let's put the left foot down too. Let's roll the hips up again, but keep the ball where it is so you can just kind of put your back down on it in a second and lift even higher. So walk the shoulder blades closer and take another couple of breaths. And then we're going to put our back down on the ball again. And this time we're going to, so shoulder blades are pressing down, rolling down, chest is open. We're going to bring the knees up and then legs straight out. So we're going to do out and in a few times. Squeezing the legs together. And one more. And then lifting the legs up, we're going to point the toes. Take one leg down and then switch. So different muscles with the pointed toes. And resist the movement. And one more to each leg. And then we're going to bend the legs again and go out and in. just like we did before. Squeezing the legs together. And then 4 more. And then let's take so the legs are 90 degrees, let's take the knees open and closed and slow this down so you really feel how the inner legs are working. The belly is pressing down, the hips pressing down, and a couple more here. And now let's put our feet down on the mat and just take a breath, because we're going to turn the head slowly to the right. So the shoulder blades are still pressing down, so you should feel this nice stretch. And then roll the head slowly over to the left, tracking the eyes. And same thing, kind of breathe into that trapezius area. Let's come back to the center. Now we're going to cross the right foot over the left thigh and lift slowly up and lower slowly down. Let's go into that hip. And just a couple more, nice and slowly. And this last one, we're going to hold the leg up and take a few breaths. And then let's lower that left leg down so we can uncross. And we're going to switch left foot over the right thigh, and the same thing, slowly, slowly lifting. We're resisting the whole time and lowering. And our palms are facing up, so we're not gripping. And just 2 more. And this last one, we're going to hold that leg up and breathe. And 1 more breath. And let's slowly put that foot down and uncross and walk the legs and feet together, squeeze them. Squeeze the thighs and do some pulses up and down. You don't have to really leave the ball, but just feel the legs and the glutes working as you press the legs together. And let's do a few more. And last one. And now, keeping the ball right where it is, walk the legs out on the mat, flex the feet, reach the arms over the head, and take 5 breaths into the belly. So we've got a pelvic tilt. And while we've got the legs there, let's bring the arms in a goalpost position. And we're going to bring the arms in and out. And the elbows don't have to come all the way together. Just feel the shoulder blades working. And do a couple more. And then now we're going to bring the arms down and put the feet on the mat. And let's lift the hips up. And now we're going to take the ball out and slowly bring the hips down. We're going to roll over to the side and come on up. And let's start with our straddle pose. And take a few breaths here. Kind of bring the hands to the heart so you could roll the shoulders down. Feel the hips pressing down and twist to the right and over to the left. And let's come forward and lengthen. And take a few breaths here. And we're going to walk our arms over to the right leg as we keep the left hip down. And keep lengthening and take a couple more breaths. And let's walk the arms over to the left leg. We're going to do the same thing, pressing the right hip down. And 2 more breaths. And let's come to the center and then rolling up. We're going to take our right hand down and reach the left arm over and breathe. And let's go to the other side, left arm down, right arm over. And let's come back to the center. And we're going to take our legs and bend them to the left like our pretzel pose. And twist to the right, but let the left hip come up. Just increase the twist here and breathe any way that's comfortable. And a couple more deep breaths. And now we're going to forward fold, hinging from the hips. And take 3 more breaths. And let's come on up. And now let's move the legs over to the other side. So they're going to bend over to the right, pretzel. And as we lengthen upwards, we're twisting to the left and allow that right hip to come up. And keep lengthening and breathing. And 2 more breaths. And now we're going to go to the center, hinging from the hips. And breathe deeply, 3 breaths. Really good. Let's come on up. And we're going to do our Dandasana pose. So straight legs and hinging forward, reaching out and back. Our rowboats. Lengthening the spine. And let's do a few more. And then last one. And let's put our hands down by the hips, squeeze the shoulder blades and inhale and look up. And exhale, we're going to reach the fingers and arms forward, hinging from the hips, and take a few breaths in our forward fold. And let's come on up and cross the right leg over the left and twist to the right. And then we'll come back to the center, uncross and cross the left leg over the right. Twist to the left. And last deep breath. Let's come to the center. We're going to uncross and let's come into our table pose. So putting the feet down, lifting the hips up. We're going to take our right leg up and do a few can-cans. And then the left, stretch the whole leg. The right, the left. Do it again, the right and the left. And we're going to walk forward to a squat. And take a few breaths. Allow the back of your legs and the Achilles to open. And we're going to come in our forward fold, lifting the hips up, and just breathe. You can bend the legs a little bit, rock back and forth. Take a couple more breaths. And then let's come all the way up to the top. We're going to reach up and hands to our heart. And roll the shoulders down, twist the upper body to the right, and then to the left, and back to the center. Let's inhale up, exhale forward, fold, and step the right leg back to our lunge, and take a couple of breaths. Lengthen the whole leg. Let's step back, downward dog. And lengthen. We're going to lift our right leg up and let's step the leg forward and the left. And we're going to roll up one vertebrae at a time, stretching the back, reaching all the way up. Hands to our heart. Roll the shoulders down and twist the upper body to the left. And then to the right, back to the center, inhale up, forward fold. And let's step our left leg back for that lunge and lengthen. And then step back, down dog, and take a deep breath here. And left leg lifts up and steps forward, and then the right. We're going to roll up again, one vertebrae at a time. Head comes up last. And then hands to our heart. And take a deep breath as you roll the shoulders down. Let's lift the right knee up. And we're going to just stand, take a breath. And then put the foot down and then switch, left knee up. And then put the foot down. This time we're going to lift the right leg up and hold the shin. Adding a little bit more balance. And let's take the right leg out to the right. We're going to take our left arm to the left and hold. And then bring the leg back in. We're going to put the foot down and switch. Let's try the left leg. So first just holding the shin. And then taking the right arm out to the right as the left leg comes to the left. And another deep breath. And here we go. We're going to bring it back in, put the foot down. Inhale the arms up and exhale forward fold. Let's step back to our plank. So here we are in our plank. Let's do a few mountain climbers, still opening up the back, those calf muscles and the back of the leg. And we're going to press up to our downward dog. And take a couple more breaths here to lengthen. And let's come down in our child's pose and stretch the toes on the way down. We're going to bring our arms behind us. And gently sit up on the heels and twist to the right. And then over to the left. And come back to the center and hands and knees. Cat-cow. Using the breath. And one more complete movement. And neutral spine, let's try our bird dog. Right leg lifts up behind us, left arm in front. So we're pointing the toes, lengthening the leg, bring the leg slowly down and up, like you're resisting the movement. A few more, stretching through the leg and the arm. And then just one more time. And let's put the knee down and the hand down. Take a deep breath. And then switch legs, left leg and right arm. So first lengthening as you point the toe, and then bring the leg slowly down and up. And two more. And then let's bring the hand down and the knee down. We're going to roll the hips up here and lift back up to our downward dog. So maybe a little shorter. Maybe you can come up on your toes and bend the knees. See what's comfortable. Let's take 3 more breaths. And let's walk to the top of our mat. Halfway up, hands to shins, and forward fold, and inhale all the way up. And let's hold our hands over our head and clasp the hands, palms reaching up, stretching the arms, lean to the right, take the left leg out and in 5 times, flexing the foot. And one more. And then left foot down, we're going to lean to the left and right leg out and in 5 times. Keep lengthening the arms. And one more. And then let's put the foot down and just come back and forward fold. Releasing the arms. Let's take 3 breaths. Let's try walking back. Here we go, downward dog. And notice if it's a little bit longer and rolling the shoulders down. We're going to come back to our child's pose and take 3 breaths. And then into iguana and reaching the hips forward and looking up. And take your time back to child's pose. See if you could stay a little bit lower with the chest as you come forward. That helps with arm strength. And just 2 more. And last time, we're coming forward and looking up. And then back to our child's pose. Let's walk our arms to the right. Feel that deep stretch. And over to the left. And to the center, and puppy pose, lifting the hips up. And into Sphinx. Let's see how our low back is doing. So as we roll the shoulders down, let's take a few slow breaths. And then we're going to come into half arm plank, lifting the hips up. And let's come into our dolphin pose, walking the legs forward, coming up on the toes, and then walking the legs back for half arm plank. And bringing the hips down, another Sphinx, and feel the release in the spine. So let's come all the way down on our belly, hands or arms over the head, and breathe deeply. We're going to walk the arms out in a T, and let's do our shoulder stretch. So we're going to put the left ear on the mat, and when you're ready, lift the right leg up and bring it behind you for that spinal twist. And one more breath. And now we're going to put the right leg down and right ear down and lift the left leg up and lengthen. And one more breath. And let's bring that left leg down. So we're going to walk our hands under the thighs. And let's inhale, lifting everything up, lengthening, exhale, slowly coming down, and a few more. Really using the breath. And 2 more. Now we're going to take our hands out of there, bending the legs and holding the ankles. See if you can clasp them and press the thighs into the mat. And then let's lift everything up and breathe here. One more breath. And we're going to release the legs. Let's press back to another child's pose. And we're going to sit up on our heels. And this time, let's put our right hand down and reach the left arm over in our side stretch. And we're going to go to the other side, left hand down, right arm over. And let's come back to the center and hands and knees. So we're going to bring the right knee into the chest, take the leg out, and 4 more, same leg. Use the breath. And we've got 1 more. And then put that right knee down. Let's switch. Bring the left one in and out and keep going. And 2 more. And let's put the left knee down, and we're going to come back to our down dog. So curling the toes under, lifting the hips up. And let's take a few slow breaths here. And we're going to walk to the top of our mat. And let's come halfway up. Forward fold and inhale up. And now we're going to come into goal post arms. So rolling the shoulders down, right knee comes up, clap the hands, and let's come into warrior 3. Right leg back. And then warrior 1, stepping the leg all the way back, reaching up, 3 breaths. Now arms reaching forward, right fingers down, left arm up. And both arms up, palms together. And we're going to clasp our hands behind us and come into humble warrior. And lengthen, 3 more breaths. And let's come into our back bend, opening the throat. And then arms reach out and up like a big bird, warrior 1. And let's step forward back to Tadasana. And inhale the arms up and bring the arms in a goal post position. Left knee up, clap the hands under there, and warrior 3. Left leg back. And warrior 1, arms up, 3 breaths. Arms reach forward, left fingers down, right arm up. And both arms up, palms together. And now let's clasp our hands for humble warrior. Inhale and forward fold, 3 more breaths. And inhaling up to the back bend, opening the heart. Arms reach out and up, warrior 1. And let's step forward. And we're back to our Tadasana. Just notice and feel Tadasana. Let's inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Let's step back, downward dog. Taking 3 more breaths. We're going to lift our right leg up. Let's step it forward to warrior 2. And take a few breaths here. And And we're going to reverse, left arm down, right arm up. And bring the forearm down, reach the left arm over. See if you can really roll the chest open here and lengthen. We're coming back to reverse. And then hover those right fingers down on the inside of the right foot. And come back to warrior 2, 3 breaths. Trikonasana, straightening the right leg. And let's try our half moon and hop that left leg up. And one more breath. And let's come back to our triangle pose and take 3 breaths. And let's come on up and let's see how our back bend is, reaching up and lengthening. And then forward fold. We're going to go side to side with those hips, transverse lunges. And then come to the center and let the head hang for another breath. And let's come back up again for our back bend, reaching up. And warrior 2, turning our left foot out. And reverse, right arm down and reach the left arm up. Let's bring the forearm down, right arm over, and lengthen as we roll the chest open. Come back to reverse. And then we're going to hover the left fingers down, right arm up. And then warrior 2, 3 breaths. Trikonasana. Let's straighten our left leg and right arm up. And now we're going to go into our half moon. So let's hop the right leg up and breathe deeply. Let's come back to Trikonasana, putting the foot down, and we're going to take 3 more breaths. And come all the way back up and reaching the arms up. This time we're going to clasp our hands over our head, lean to the right, and then over to the left, and back to the center, forward fold. We're going to walk our arms out away from us like downward dog arms. And then walk them over to a right side lunge. And walk them over to a left side lunge. Let's come back to the center for a deeper forward fold. And we're going to come all the way up and reach up. And come into goddess, turning our feet out. And let's do some eagle arms here. So just cross an elbow over, roll the shoulders down, and lift the elbows up and down, and a couple more. And then we're going to switch the arms, so crossing the other one over there. And same thing, lifting the elbows up, lowering down, kind of getting into the shoulders, a couple more. And then uncrossing the arms, goalpost arms, big breath, inhaling up, exhale, downward dog, and take a couple more deep breaths. And let's come forward to an up dog. And as we come forward, just bring the legs down, flattening the feet, and reaching the chest up. Take another breath. And we're going to come back to our child's pose. So either legs together or apart, depending on your body. And relax here and lengthen. Really good. We're going to sit up on our heels and come over to the right hip and do our twist again. Twisting and lengthening to the right as we breathe. And one more breath. And let's do it on the other side. So we're going to come on over to the left hip and lengthen our arms to the left and breathe and twist. And one more breath. Let's come to the center and bring our legs out in front of us. So we could try our big V. So feet together and forward fold. We're going to do a little bit of a turtle pose here. So if you can, hands come underneath the ankles and you can hold your feet and let the body release. We're going to take 5 slow breaths. And a couple more. And now let's slowly come back up. And we're going to bring the legs straight out in front of us and just breathe. Just notice the difference in your body. So I want to do our fish pose. So maybe your ball isn't, the greatest, you'll know your body better. You could use a block, but we're going to come on down if you're using your ball. So putting the ball underneath the mid-back and allowing the head to come down. So we're opening the chest and breathing over the ball, over your block, over your bolster, and softening the breath. Relaxing the jaw and the tongue. And notice the evenness of the right side and then the left side. And finding some space in your chest with your breath. And slowing the breath down. And let's take 3 slow breaths. And before we move the ball out of the way, notice what's supported. That's opening the chest and opening your heart. And then keeping that ball there, just roll to the right, a little bit over there to the right. And if you want to, you could bring the arm over the head. You could kind of feel what needs to be opened here. So this deeper opening, now that our body has gently opened with movement, kind of coming into that inner space, so you can go into these deeper stretches with the breath. And adjust yourself. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And we're going to roll to the other side, so however you want to do that, whatever needs to be open, maybe the arm comes over the head, just find something comfortable so you can continue to open your body. And a couple more slow breaths. And see if you can roll all the way over to the side and move the ball or whatever you have out of the way. So you could roll onto your back. And let's put our feet down on the mat and just feel. Take a couple of breaths. Notice your chest and your spine. And then let's gently roll the hips up. And walk the shoulder blades together. And we're going to slide the ball or whatever you have under there underneath the back. And take a few breaths here, feeling the support underneath the sacrum. And the chest is open, shoulders rolling down. The palms are facing up. And soften the facial muscles. Notice the slowness of your breath. And if you want to, let's bring our legs up in Viparita Karani and drain the legs. Gently closing the eyes. So because we're on the ball, the body is moving a little bit, and that's okay. We're just finding the center as we continue to softly breathe in and out for our final pose. Notice how your hips are pressing into the ball and are stabilized. The chest is open, our heart is open, and we're wishing ourselves good health and harmony to all of our cells and all of our molecules. Peace for our homes, our families, our communities, and for all of our brothers and sisters everywhere. And feel that spreading out, this peace for our whole world. And we're going to gently bend the legs and put the feet back on the mat and take a deep breath. Let's roll the hips up so we can move the ball out of the way. And when you're ready, roll over to the side. And we're going to come on up to our seated position, and let's bring our hands to our heart so we could seal in our practice today together. Let's take a deep inhale and sigh. One more time. Namaste. Thank you, everybody, for coming.
Thank you, Marian. Have a
Thank
good day, everyone.
you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks
Bye-bye.
so much. That was a gift. Thank you.
Marsha, I was thinking about you and your body and what you needed before your trip, and you've done so much work. Thank you.
Thank
You
well,
did exactly right, Marian. I was like, wow, that was perfect.
that was just like perfect to meet me. So
Good. I'm so glad. I'm so glad you told me. So that's great. Thank you, guys.
thank you.
Bye.
Bye
See ya.
bye.